Welcome to USSO's Eyes on Events.
This is the second in a series where we interview Jen and Molly, who are organising the BAAS PGR Conference 2020. Hi, Jen and Molly.
Hello.
So the call for papers for your conference is due on the 6th of November, which at the time of recording is next Friday. How are applications going so far?
Well, we've received a few. They're looking really interesting, and we're excited to receive even more next week.
Yeah, we're loving what we've seen so far, so we're looking forward to seeing what everybody else has to say and looking at even more proposals.
Yeah, fantastic. Are they coming at about the rate that you were expecting, based on sort of your understanding of how the conference would go?
I wait until the last second for everything, so I'm very impressed with people who have already sent in proposals about a week ahead of the deadline. So I'm very impressed with everybody who's already submitted.
Great. And are you sort of noticing any themes emerging or anything at this early stage?
So we have a very broad theme for our conference of connection and collective action, and people have been engaging with that in really interesting ways. And we want it to be as open as possible, and people have really taken that on board and interpreted the theme in ways that are specific to their research, but also giving a nod to the broader theme of the conference.
Great. And of course, so this coming Friday is the deadline for the keynote competition. Could you just tell us a little bit more about that to refresh people's memory and why you think people should apply?
Well, the keynote competition is to allow postgraduates to hold a keynote speech or presentation at this upcoming symposium, and I think it's a great experience for PGRs. So please send in your proposals.
And you also get a £100 book token, which is a great benefit that goes along with that, but really the main advantage is being able to give the keynote speech at the conference on the 28th, which is a great opportunity for postgraduates. It's not an opportunity we often get, so I'd encourage you to take advantage of it.
Yes, I would be applying if I weren't part of USSO. Yes. So how have you been publicising the event so far? Because obviously it's all online. What kind of networks have you been using?
Well, we set up our own Twitter account, and we've also emailed the call for papers to various associations to spread the word about the symposium. And we also regularly tweet about the symposium just to remind people that we are organizing this symposium.
Great. And in this early stage of planning still, have you had any thoughts about how you will be running the conference? So what technology you might be using?
I think we've only briefly touched upon it, and it will be on Zoom. And we're going to try and have normal panels that we had before this pandemic. So we're going to have traditional panels and roundtable panels. And we were also thinking about networking sessions. So we were planning to set up a networking lunch where people can talk about their research, or if they're first year PhD students, they could just introduce themselves to the community. And then we're also going to have a publishing panel where we want to invite editors of various journals to just talk to the attendees about how they can publish and what they need to do to publish their research.
So we're hoping to keep the symposium feeling as much like a typical in-person event as we can while still having it online. So we're going to have panels throughout the day, and it'll all take place in one day, hopefully. Yeah.
Great. So just finally, how would you sum up your experience of working on this conference together so far?
It's been really great. It's nice to have another person to get to know in the middle of a pandemic where you don't really get to meet new people as much. So I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and it's been really interesting as well. I feel like we've both learned a lot about how to organize symposiums in the future. And it, like Molly said, it's really great to collaborate with somebody I wouldn't have met before. So yeah, we're really enjoying ourselves.
So the deadline to apply for the keynote competition is Friday the 30th of October. And the general call for papers is due on the 6th of November for the BAAS PGR conference, which is taking place on the 28th of November. Thank you so much, Jen and Molly, and I look forward to speaking to you in a couple of weeks once the call for papers is finished.
Thanks, Emily.
Thank you, Emily.